Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion, please. The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Almost broke my chair there, no big deal. No big deal. I'm gonna do an Eden run. We're gonna do the cycle in reverse, I guess, because I still have not seen whether or not people want me to do the Lost thing. This is Lard, and the Krampus has said G3E4 T2F0. That's like a postal code-ish. Somewhat easier to remember, alternating characters and letters. Well, numbers and letters, I should say. Sweet. This is a really, really good start. We're a touch slow. That's about it as far as suckiness is concerned. Everything else is awesome, and actually having Krampus's head is really, really, really strong in the early game. I haven't really had a chance to ever say really as much as that. No, I haven't really had a chance to use Krampus's head, ooh, a little dangerous here, in the super early game. And that's very sensible, because the first time on any other run where you're not playing as Eden, where you can get Krampus's head, I believe is the Womb, or not the Womb 2, sorry, that's obviously ridiculous. The Basement 2 or the Cellar 2, when you fight, or you get a deal with the devil, maybe you fight Krampus, basically, is what I'm trying to get. Then you have to get Krampus's head, so it's already, like, unlikely that it'll happen, but you can never have it outside of this, you know, niche circumstance this early, I think, so that's actually amazing. And I think that the reason it's going to be so good is because we find ourselves in times of trouble. Mother Mary comforts me. If you're having trouble beating the boss, press space B. Press space B. Press space B. Press space. Basically what I'm getting at is that, you know, if we fight the Haunt, we can just kill the ghosts, and then one Krampus's headshot will kill the big guy, or use Krampus's head to kill the ghosts, which I think is a little bit less efficient. Not that they're any easier than the head. They're probably harder actually, but, you know, you get the idea. Similarly, that was really easy and also awesome. So I think we're in a really good situation for an Eden run, and also the Lard start, of course, gives us so much HP. We are very, very slow, and Liberty Cab is occasionally going to make that worse, occasionally going to make it better as well. I'm going to go back and admittedly do something a touch risky here. We'll do one more room, but I'll also gamble in the hopes of getting 5 cents. Well, we'll do more than one room, I guess. We'll gamble in the hopes of getting to 5 cents so we have a chance of having a functional arcade on the next floor where we can maybe have an even better chance to pick up Blood Bag. I don't really want to get rid of Krampus's head for an IV bag. I'm actually pretty pleased that we've gotten it this far, and if we save it for a couple of nasty rooms on the next floor, we'll probably be in an awesome situation. It would just be great to get the Blood Bag as well. Like, if you don't want to give me money, you could just give me the exact payout that I wanted anyway. It's pretty good. It's a really good situation. I apologize for reversing the order, but, you know, I'm not doing it to artificially inflate the streak. I'm doing it because I don't, you know, want to random get the Lost and then make people very angry with me. But we'll probably do a random run next anyway. I don't know. I haven't seen the comments yet. I don't want to puss out and be like, well, halfway through the deal, I'm changing my terms. But if it's a win-win situation, if both parties agree to the amendment of the contract, then that's there's nothing wrong with that, you know? If I'm your boss and I say I want to give you a raise, you don't say, well, I already signed the contract with the lower rate on it, so I don't want to be a flip-flopper. I mean, if you are like that, I'm not even going to say that you're the ideal employee. You're just being kind of a ding-dong. Because, you know, I want employees who are happy with their work-life environment, and, you know, I want them to want to work for me. So, you know, if I can't make you happy, maybe you should just go work someplace else. We're going to say no to that. No to the spiders. Yes to the change in employment history. I don't think that there's really nothing like I can offer in terms of like this tension right now. We got the rare Eden start that is, especially when you consider that we also got, there's a tinted rock down there. Especially when you consider that we also got, that's probably worth it, but I'm going to wait and see if we get a bomb to make it a little easier. Especially when you're considering that we also got the small rock. We're just in an amazing position offensively and defensively right now. Squeezy helps out. Contract from below is also amazing. I want to have like a mini mush or something. It worked, okay. Basically, I didn't want to have low speed, and the lowest speed that we have comes from when we have, I think, Fat Odd Mushroom, or maybe actually that's just our normal speed, and that's even scary as well, but that's okay. Squeezy, a great pickup for us, more survivability, and then We should be expecting to not have much in the realm of consumable issues now that we have contract from below. However, admittedly, we have 0 keys right now, so our long-term prospects, they don't really do a whole lot to help us on this floor. Hopefully we can sort that out. Well, we can't do anything about that, so I'm starting to get a little skeptical. And yeah, that's sort of what I anticipated might happen there. It was still a great floor for us, but I'll admit that we're in a shitty position because I can't actually access our item room or our shop. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's anything that I could have done about that. Luckily, we did get 2 good items on the floor regardless, and good spirit hearts as well, so we'll head down to the next floor, and hopefully on the next floor we'll pick up some keys that will actually allow us to accelerate our growth here, but it's pretty good. Can't complain. Let's just assume that we got Krampus's head and lard from the item room in the shop there, which makes no sense. Let's imagine we're in some kind of fictional universe where you can get Krampus's head from a shop and hamburgers eat people. We are probably a little bit too slow long-term for boss rush. I also have to reacclimate myself to the fact that recalibrate myself. It's a better word. I like the calibration. It's just nice to say when it comes off of the tongue, you know, calibrate. It's like an old Celtic word for changing your suspension in your horse and buggy. Those are 2 different time periods, okay? I understand. They didn't have horses and buggies back when the Celts were, you know, an enormous ethnic group in the British Isles. They might still be. Now I'm just digging myself a further and further. I don't have any idea, okay? I'm just a stupid North American. We don't learn about history over here. Ancient history is 1985 in North America. That's also not true. I'm sorry to my fellow North Americans. I apologize for misrepresenting the situation. I'm just going to get back to playing video games and saying dumb stuff. Let's move along. That was probably not the best use of my resources there. I'll be the first to admit, but in the moment I was like, oh fuck yeah, bud. Are you a wizard? Annoying. Health up. Adequate compensation for Are You a Wizard? Oh, this is like the worst room to have Are You a Wizard on. I could just shoot straight and kill them. I guess shooting at an angle has some benefits in that I don't have to be in line of sight for the enemy to actually hit them myself, but that didn't stop me from taking damage anyway, because I'm silly sometimes. Yeah, this is, well, okay, at least I do have the orbital, but at the same time, having the orbital is almost like, it's too tempting. There we go. Alright, so what's my ideal payout here? Another deal with the devil, followed, well, magic mushroom, followed by another deal with the devil, followed by brimstone, followed by 46 wins, is what I'm thinking would probably be the best for us here. Fuck magic mushroom, like, it's a great item, but I would not say rather, but if we're talking about an intersection between realism and usefulness, I would be totally a-okay with taking just a wooden spoon or something right now. Dinner is also, there's nothing wrong with it, man. I'm not gonna complain about that. This is one of those runs where we're strong but physically very, very slow, and that leads to problems later. So, if possible, I would like to augment that. I would like to improve our chances of, you know, being able to at least qualify for the NFL Combine in the 100-meter dash. They do a 40-yard dash, Northern Lion, you poser. I know. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I was in another world. Okay. Please. We have keys, finally. I don't know why I'm feeling like I'm not doing that much damage. Like, that's dangerous, because I am doing a lot of damage. Most runs will not be at this level of damage this early. Sack of pennies. You know, for a Curse of the Blind pickup, that's not so bad. It's just the best I ever had. Whoop! Yep. Partly low speed, partly bad positioning there. All I can control is the bad positioning, so I'll take full ownership of that. Full health is fine, I guess. I will buy whatever's in this shop. There's a possibility... Well, let's assume we can actually get to the money first. There's a possibility... Oh, mom's eye, go fuck yourself in the butt. And, you know, like it, but then immediately after orgasm be like, oh, what am I doing? I want you to have, like, a little bit of shame. But also, for the most part, you're, like, a half-decent item. But I really hate that you made me waste a bomb there. I don't wish ill will on you or yours. I just... Like, one regrettable experience, I guess, is where I would probably draw the line for punishment. But that's just me. We could have bought the Spirit Heart. In a way, I'm kind of like, you know, what's the point? We're already doing fine on Spirit Hearts. That sounded like really nihilistic in a way that I didn't intend. What's the point, man? We're all gonna die someday. We don't need Spirit Hearts. It's more like, you know, our Spirit Hearts are fine. Let's save money for the next floor. That was the worst damage. And then I thought I'd be a smart guy and get in here without taking damage, but I was probably like a third of a second too slow and was unable to make it work, and that's a little unfortunate. We need to pick up 4 extra bombs, though, which is enough to go back to our shop and buy whatever we want. And it's really a testament to how fast our killing is that we're able to still... yeah, I think this is going to be the secret room. Okay. That we're able to still possibly have a chance at boss rush in spite of the fact that this is just, like, the slowest run in terms of our actual physical ability to walk. So, Curse Immunity plus the Black Heart is amazing. Black Candle is one of my favorite items. I like it a lot. Eyes are looking a little strange right now. It's all right. Life goes on, and actually that was pretty good as well. You know what? I would love to get a blood bank. Oh, I wish that you had paid out with more. I don't really want to blow up our donation machine to do it, so fine. I will admit, man, it looks like if we walk backwards, it's like our head is like a grove that a tree is on. That's majestic, man. I will say, at first I was like, we need to get an arcade because... That's pretty good. We need to get an arcade because if we get the blood bag, we get a speed upgrade. But that is not true. We do not get a speed upgrade. That's old meta. Blood bag does not carry that perk anymore. We're going to take full health with us, just on the off chance we get a temperance card or something. Down to the next floor, 30 seconds slower than we should be for boss rush, but boss rush isn't my number one concern. My number one concern is, well, survival. Which is going very well so far, but things can change in a heartbeat, you know? Betting that is probably the secret room there. Oh, there is... Nary has a whiff ever been as whiff-tastic as that one right there. I could have killed probably all the enemies. Instead, I hit literally neither and killed even less. Literally even neither. You'll have to, you know, cut me some slack. I did take a 9-hour flight yesterday, and my brain still thinks it's time for the full English breakfast, which, by the way, English food it's got a reputation, probably from people that have not been there, and I'll admit that I bought into that a little bit myself. People will be like, oh, British food is bad. Yo, say what you will about, you know, British dinners, British entrees. The fucking, you know, meat pies are delicious, and that's a big part of the British cuisine that I encountered at the very least. I'm not gonna act like having been there for a week necessarily makes me the fucking minister of England or anything like that. However, the full English breakfast, and I'm not a big fan of baked beans, or, you know, a sliced tomato, or blood pudding, black pudding. You know, both names are acceptable. However, the full English breakfast, aka fry-up, is the greatest breakfast in the world that I've ever encountered. And I've been there. You know, I've had seaweed soup and kimchi in Korea. I've had you know, pea meal bacon sandwiches, pancakes with genuine Canadian and maple syrup. I've been around, man. A little bit, at least. And I've had the smorgasbord in Sweden and Iceland. And I will admit, I do like myself some bread and cured meats and smoked fishes and cheeses in the morning. However, the full English, the brown everything, as I like to call it, especially on the way out, ladies, that probably wasn't the way that was supposed to be used, it's the champion breakfast. I'm sorry to say, you know, there's room for different tastes. You're not wrong if you disagree with me. But you gotta at least give it a shot before you say, oh, well, have you had the Taco Bell breakfast? I have not had the Taco Bell breakfast, admittedly. However, what do you get in a full English? Bread, to the degree of your choosing. Toasted, buttered, that's up to you. Fried potatoes. Hash browns, typically triangular shaped. Baked beans, take them or leave them. I usually left them. Bacon, not American bacon, and I'm not going to get into this, oh, UK bacon is better than American bacon, but it's different. It's like, it's back bacon instead of coming from the loin. It's more like oval shape instead of strips. It's a little bit more ham-like, but it is not ham. We're not going to get into that discussion for the 500th time. Couple of eggs, scrambled or fried. What's not to like, man? This is getting a little dangerous here. We don't have a reroll, so I have to take this. We do have to go to our item room, though. This run's starting to slow down a little bit, and it's scaring me. I didn't take red heart damage. It's just the dice rolls going against us here a little bit, I think. There was one morning, by the way, the full English breakfast is like, it should have a warning on it that is like, you should only have like one of these a week. But because I was only there for a week, there was one morning where I actually had 2 full English breakfasts. One at like 7 a.m. and one at 9:30. And for the rest of the trip, not just the day, I was like, man, I should not have had that second full English. But if you live in an area where the full English breakfast is common, kudos to you, because that is the chief breakfast worldwide. As far as my limited experience has gone to show, congratulations, there's nothing to sneeze at with having a good breakfast. I'm gonna say I had a couple of orders of fish and chips, and there's people being like, oh, you know, those are true fish and chips. True fish and chips come wrapped in a Daily Mail newspaper and, you know, served out of the boot of some guy's Mini Cooper in a back alley. All right, okay, I didn't get any of those. But the fish and chips didn't really impress me that much. But that's not to say that it's bad necessarily. It's just that Canada's fish and chips game, more so on the East Coast, you know, Nova Scotia, that type of area, is also pretty good. It's the same ocean and a lot of the same, you know, culture behind it. So I was a little, I wouldn't say underwhelmed. I was like, these are good fish and chips, but they're not mind-blowing necessarily. Meat pie game is solid. You know what the standout British dish is? It really is, for me, bangers and mash, man. Mashed potatoes are underrated food staple. People are always talking about French fries. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with French fries, man. But you gotta give the mashy peas a chance. And then Cumberland sausage, just delicious. Like a nice little meteor breakfast sausage. What do you mean? I'm talking about this stuff because our speed is so slow. So if you're gonna be like, Northern Lions, stop talking about dumb shit nobody cares about. Yo, first off, people are gonna love this conversation. I can guarantee you. Especially those Brits out there who are like, thank you. You know, you're a top lad. Our food. Oh, I did it again. Played with his heart, got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby. Our food doesn't get enough credit. I agree. Thus far, my limited experience, I agree. Now, you're not going to like this, but I was not a big fan of English beer. And it was only until I left that people said, well, we don't really do, like, craft beers in England. We call beer is an American thing. We call it ale. And it's like, oh, you know, that's... I wish someone had told me that. I am gonna say that's silly. I'm gonna go full on and say what I was gonna say. I think that's very silly. However, I was a little disappointed. I had some decent beers, but for the most part, I was like, I had a lot of like pub ales. They were like, you know, 4.2% and go down easy. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with it, but I wanted a little flavor explosion in my mouth. I wanted to taste Hadrian's Wall in the hops and the yeast. That's not to say, I'm not trying to say that the beer scene in England is necessarily worse than the beer scene in North America. All I will say is that this is a reaction to me talking about beer occasionally on Twitch. People being like, oh, colonials talking about beer. Oh, we invented it back in blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Yo, give some respect to the beer scene in Canada and the US, man. It's real good right now. Anyway. Do what you want with your barley. Let's move along. Well, there's rarely been a run where Boss Rush has come so close and yet been so far. We are not anywhere near getting to that, and I'm starting to get a little bit nervous that our low speed... Sure. Starting to get a little bit nervous that our low speed is going to play a role in our run here, and that would be bad. Even one speed upgrade would sort me out a lot. Now, here's why I'm thinking that things look dangerous now. We have no Spirit Heart protection. That's on me. I had some, but I lost it. However, if we get hit on the next floor, then we probably lose our chance at a deal with the devil. We, just due to bad RNG, I think, or, you know, a poor dice roll, didn't get a good... well, we didn't get a chance at a deal with the devil here. We had a chance, I guess. We didn't get the actual payout. So as a result, we find ourselves being bereft of deal with the devil and could easily have that go into the next floor as well if we get hit. I would like to avoid this if possible. Now, this being said, we're still in a pretty good position. Got a lot of HP. Some of it from pills, which is always unexpected and lovely. Don't get hit. This is a very important time to actually pay attention. This is a highly losable run. It's not bad. It's just losable. It's like an honor student who just, you know, injected heroin intravenously for the first time. You know, they got a good baseline, but it's possible that this is the start of a trending towards something that you don't want. So, not to tell anybody out there how to live their lives. I'm cooking up an analogy here. That was very close to taking damage. Of course, all is not lost, even if we don't get a deal with the devil on this floor, but all is definitely not lost if we take a red heart damage. There's still, of course, the chance for a Joker card. There's a chance to blow up a Judgment, and there's also the chance that our deal with the devil would suck anyway, and I wouldn't necessarily say better off alone, Alice DJ, but always the chance that we could just get good items without the deal with the devil. It does happen. It has been known to. And also, thankfully, we were lucky enough to pick up a black heart, which gives me a good chance to fight war. We know what we're going to get, and it is not a speed upgrade, and that sucks. However, a second level orbital is fine, and there should be a 100% chance for a deal with the devil right now, because I actually think that, oh, that's real dumb of me. Now we need to not get hit, but I think that there's if we don't get hit, there should be a 100% chance for a deal with the devil. I'm too slow! I'm too slow! Sonic was right. Sonic was right. Oh, we're fine, okay. I don't know if there's a 100% chance, but it doesn't matter, because we have a 100% chance of walking in here. And there's Mom's knife. Absolutely, we will take that. With Mom's eye, looking like some sweet lawnmower blades here. Let's get a move on. That's obviously a huge help. It doesn't sort the run completely, and our speed still sucks, but we do actually have an adequate defense against enemies that charge us down now, so there's something to be said about that positively, and I'm pretty happy with the way that this has worked out. As you might expect, you know, Mom's knife, clearly one of the best items in the game. I don't know what Let's move the knives out of the way for when the enemy shows up. That seems like a really viable strategy. Alright, so we, again, could still lose this run. There's always been a piece of me that's like, you know how you're going to lose the streak, man. It's not going to be the lost. It's going to be, you know, Mom's knife and hubris. So that was also a really nice dish I had in England. Also, yo, Sunday roast, man. A lot of this is because I had that as a kid, but so many, you know, it's so evocative of like a good Sunday hanging out with your family, eating some Yorkie peas. Basically, the meta is, if anything has a P in it, you don't say the name, the full name, you just say the first letter. For example, mushy peas, that one doesn't really work as well. Mashy peas does, though. Yeah, we'll take BFF, and we'll take starter deck, and we'll take a little bit of this, and we'll take the tower card and be like, oh, it's a tower card. But at least this gives us access to the tinted rocks that we were not able to get, and super bandage is a large help here as well. We could blow those up, but I think that it's probably more in our best interest to try to get one to land near the tinted rock. That should, it did get it. It did get it. Okay. I'll go to the cursed room, and then after that I think it's time to just leave this floor. I don't think there's that much that holds us here, really. We don't have any bombs, so we can't really access that. We could probably break the poop, and maybe a little bit of money will sort out the sides, but we have 32 cents. It's just, you know, at some point you're just being greedy. It's an ego thing. 2 lovers cards. Well, we can take both of them. So we might as well. Got a decent chance of getting an arcade on the next floor. I don't think we can grab this, actually. Yeah. Probably could have just looked at that and sorted it out. Let's move along. We also cannot grab the golden chest, unfortunately, because I have a golden key. But, oh well. You know, life goes on. 34 cents. Really good floor. Mom's knife, obviously chief amongst it, but BFF, also good. Starter deck, also good. And, you know, I was talking about this isn't a one run. It's very losable. We're still in that position. We still need a little bit more to take us over the top, but definitely this is super encouraging. And we need a lot less, let's put it that way. That was actually very stupid to use Krampus's head there, because one well-placed Mom's knife would have exploded them all in succession. That's okay. We're gonna just focus on beating Mom, and then, you know, this is the kind of run where, it's just an inkling that I have. I shouldn't even say this because it plays into conspiracy theories that I, like, do runs in advance or some ridiculous time-intensive horseshit like that. But, I have a feeling that this is the kind of run that starts to move pretty fast, or at least it could, because starter deck plus high damage plus low HP is a recipe for, like, being a little nervous and then picking up 2 Emperor cards. Well, we have Contract from Below, so if we got 1 Emperor card, it would be 2. And then being like, oh, never mind, I had nothing to be nervous about, because after the Depths 2, we beat Mom in, like, or we beat Blue Baby in, like, 10 seconds. Forgive my misspeaking here a little bit. It's been a couple of days. And by days, I mean lifetime since I played Isaac. I gotta get my mental brain. I gotta get my mental brain, you know, in the right headspace again. Seriously, though, I would really like a speed upgrade. Like one over the course of a whole run. It seems like it's a dominant theme of some of those runs, at least the ones I can remember before I left, is like, you know, hey, we gave you all this HP, but you have no shot speed. Hey, we gave you all this range, but you have no tears. Like, some of that's good. Hey, I gave you all this damage, but no shot speed. Cool, man. Life's good. However, little frightened. Speed is one of those stats that it's better to have too much of it than too little, for sure. But it's also one of those, help. It's also one of those stats where you don't need too much to make it work. Ooh, this card shoved just like smoke. I'd almost forgotten that. Every morning, I wake up and I repeat my mantra to myself in the mirror. Chubbed just like smoke. Chubbed just like smoke. Chubbed just like smoke. And then I say, you're gonna show those sons of bitches from middle school. Where are you today, Jeremy Parker? I just tried to choose a generic name. But statistically, there might be someone out there watching this video called Jeremy Parker. I hope you're a nice dude, and I hope you're living a good life in accordance with your niceness. I don't really, it's, you know, whatever. I don't want much of that stuff, if any of it. We know that is not going to be anything on the bottom left side here, so we might as well check here for the chance of an arcade, although now that I think about it, I don't even want an arcade because of the obvious fact that we have an Eternal Heart, so we'll just instead completely ignore the fact that I just said that and move along here. One bomb is not really good for getting to the secret room. This is a run where we could potentially go to the dark room, but I'm scared, all right? You don't yell at a scared little kid. I'm not a scared little kid, but you don't yell at, you know, yelling does not assuage fear. I gotta sit down and think about it logically. There's nothing to be afraid of in the dark room. You have Mom's knife already, but for now, I'm gonna do it the pussy way. No deal with the devil. Man, we've gotten, I don't want to complain. We've gotten kind of shitty RNG on that front, on this run. Okay, I think we'll take it all because it's weird. So, Brimstone actually makes Mom's knife worse. And this might have fucked up our HP a little bit, but it's funny, so I'll take it. Yeah, especially with Mom's Eye, this is a pretty hilarious combination. So I'm a fan of this. Thank you for the Spirit Heart as well. A little bit nervous about our HP, but, you know, the fact that we have 9 lives assuages a lot of that problem, I think. So, I don't know how close we are to becoming Guppy. We have 9 lives, but maybe nothing else? Maybe everything else. Onsu's Rune will allow me to find the secret room. Lover's card I will just pop. Judgment card I will pop down and explode you. And man, this would be a really good floor to get Dark Bum, is what I've recently been saying to myself. See what our other cards are. Well, the other one should be the Joker, right? Or, no, right, never mind. Let's see how the Magician works with this strange combination that we got going on here. Don't jump, okay? That's cool as heck. It would actually be awesome to have Spoonbender combined with this combination. I'd be really happy to see that. More Lovers cards, man. Alright, well, we know which direction to go in, at least. Well, I'm interested in those, but I can't get to them. Yeah, this is actually one of the few times I think I've been really actually happy with the damage from this combination. Usually it's like a novelty. Doesn't really work out well for you damage-wise, but it's kind of cool. This is actually, it's holding it down damage-wise. The ability to, like, get 2 barrages of the knives in. And, you know, admittedly, the knives don't do as much damage as they would if it was just them by themselves, but when you're talking about, you know, this catastrophic level of damage to begin with, it's probably largely irrelevant. I did take a little damage at the end. Man, that is like the worst time to get Goathead, but we can't really do anything with it. I had a strong suspicion that we might get Lump of Coal here. I had a strong suspicion that that might be basically worthless for us, but it's down to the next floor anyway. Relatively pleased with how that went down, except for the Goathead. Kind of shitty. Oh well. Let's Hermit up here and see if we can maybe find our way to the boss room faster by being closer to a terminal, is my thinking at least. No guarantee that that's gonna work. I believe that Lump of Coal will probably do nothing for us, but, like, here's the deal. Lump of Coal does nothing with Mom's Knife, and Lump of Coal does nothing with Brimstone. It did in Vanilla, but now it does nothing. However, the way that these interact together it is logical that they would provide a benefit. You know, the further the knife flies, the more damage it does. But my guess is that that's probably one of those things that had to be manually hard-coded in, and as a result is probably, you know... I'm not accusing them of laziness by saying this, but it's probably not done. Because it's such a, like, a fringe scenario type thing that only happens, like, once every 100 runs or something. And, you know, I gotta admit, HP is scaring me a little bit here, but... also pretty pleased with the, you know, everything else about this run. Mostly the fact that I shoot these giant knives out of my face is pretty sweet, and when they travel in both directions, I'm real happy about it. I can't believe 0 speed upgrades in the whole run, though. Like, that's actually kind of comical. Emperor card's so good. We didn't get 2 Emperor cards, but we did get 1 Emperor card, and that does allow us to start moving pretty quickly. So we'll kill Mom's Heart. Should be pretty simple. I'm actually amazed that Mom's Heart got away there. And here's where we see our damage suffers just a little bit. When we don't kill an enemy right off the bat, suffers just a little bit. Well, I think we'll take our Emperor card and pop it immediately here. In order to fight Isaac right away. And it would be a minor catastrophe, you know? What the French call au petit mort. No, it would be subpar for us to die here. But it's looking actually conceivable. I think we got super lucky right there. It is looking conceivable that I could die here. I'd really rather not. Oh, you're so slow. Because this was a life that had some investment in it right here. So if we can just make it down to the womb, or sorry, not the womb. That would be nice though. But if we can make it down to the chest, 9 lives, 1 HP, well, this is like a super put your money where your mouth is moment, right? I'm always like, well, if we can just get down to the chest with 1 HP and 9 lives, we'll be fine. Here we are. Money equals power will help. Ipecac might help. Ghost Baby will literally help, which is meant to be an insult. And Piggy Bank will probably not help very much at all. Well, we have reached 1 dead end and a very scary combination of enemies. Combination of enemies scares me a great deal! They're gonna respawn me outside of that room, which is probably the nicest thing anyone could ever do for me. And this is looking very bad. Oh no, okay. You gotta buckle down, dog. Oh, something's gotta give starring Diane Keaton! Something's gotta give starring Diane Keaton! Oh, we killed him though, so that room is theoretically over. Yo, this is actually terrible. No, you can't do this, you don't understand. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. No, okay. I felt my brain give up there. That's a luxury. We lived, we killed it. Okay, we don't have to fight this room again. I felt my brain give up. You felt the sweet release of death. Now recognize that you will never, ever experience that feeling on this streak. Okay? Good. Good stuff. Got our Hermit card. Is yet another dead end? Can't talk. Sorry. How's it going? Are you flowing? Man, I'd like to place my hand upon your fucking sexy ass and squeeze. And squeeze. Okay, actually, that's pretty big. That's a pretty big help. We have sad bombs, so that could be huge for us. I actually, like, this run is not bad, which is why I'm kind of, like, incredulous that I got the Hermit card put me in that shitty position. Because I was doing real well, and I was like, with 1 HP, we should still be fine. It's just that it put me in, like, straight up the worst room of all time. I probably should not have died the second time. I'm very anxious right now. The anxiety definitely exists. We do so much more damage when we touch them, but it's also, of course, so much more dangerous for us to do so. So, why didn't I use my other Hermit card to get the fudge out of there? That's a great point. Where were you 5 minutes ago? Me with the benefit of hindsight. But I feel like we've mostly managed to free ourselves from that terrible situation. Double strength actually seems amazing. We can pop both of those on the boss fight. Why can we see so much now? Maybe it's just an optical illusion based on the fact that run. No! I really don't want to go back that way. Shit. Oh, man. One Hermit card. Take one Strength card with us. Anytime we have the opportunity to fight, anytime we have the opportunity to fight enemies that are easy enough to kill, I'm gonna be happy about it. So, I'm pretty pleased with this. One thing's for sure, we definitely can't afford to be losing to enemies who are bad. Like, that's the end of our lives if that happens. Similarly, like, this room should be easy, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to do it. What was that shot? Oh my god! Double fucking rules card. The walls will harden over time, is the essence. Okay, this is the moment of fudge and truth. This is a really bad situation. We got 2 strength cards. We could use those to get through the next room. We could use one of them to get through the next room. Got one. Oh, should have done that earlier. I don't think we had it charged up, though. Big room. Big room scares me. Big room should not scare me as much as literally almost every room that has come prior to it. I'll admit, you know, our low speed is a real issue. That's a little dangerous. Double Dark One should not be as hard as Double Adversary. And it wasn't. Oh, Jesus. 2 Anzus runes? I don't need your Anzus runes, man. I need your Algiz runes. Double Algiz is like it's the life giver. I probably should have been hit there. So let's take a second to thank RN Jesus for all the damage we could have taken but did not. We have defeated this room. Yep. Okay, we have to pop strength here. As many as is necessary. Because we get a Spirit Heart back. All we really need to do is get through this room. Because then we have at least a chance on the second secret room. That could have been bad. Ipecac, holy shit, oh my god. Oh, I forgot that we had Ipecac. That would have been so bad. And also, like, completely conceivable. That was super dangerous, man. That's why I'm not using sad bombs at all right now. Well, the streak will continue. Yes. Easy peasy. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Not a doubt in my mind.